Hey, good morning, everyone. Good to see you. This is House of Prep. My name's Jerry, and I was just thinking this morning as I'm sitting here waking up. I'm drinking my cold coffee, right? My Diet Pepsi, and kind of getting woke up and moving around. And I was starting to think, why do we prep? And before we get to that, who believes that life is a series of mountaintops and valleys? I do. I've been on both. And trust me, I'd much rather be up on the mountaintop. I'm not saying that in life in general or society that we're on a mountaintop right now, but things aren't quite down in the valley like we've seen in the last couple of years. We kind of seems like we're in a lull. Things are kind of just, they are what they are. We're just kind of leveled out right now. Um, Nothing that's in our face, nothing that's really showing that, hey, we could have a total collapse of something. Or now I know there's the rumors of wars and rumors of shortages and all the different events and things in life that can affect us. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why we prep, because of the unknown. Now, when things are going good, and I want to call it the mountaintop, if I could, if that'd be all right for now. Things are going better. We might be heading back up that mountain. Maybe we're not at the top, but we're heading back up towards the mountain. Things seem like they're good. Maybe you have your health, you have your job, right? We've known people that have lost their job, right? And things are going well, and you kind of mellow out. You kind of stop preparing, and that's just human nature. It becomes a natural thing. You don't see the same need of it when things are going good. Now, when things are falling apart all around us, man, it's real easy to want to be prepared, to go out and get the extra supplies and to stock up. And but do you ever find yourself just slowly dwindling down your supplies when things are going well? That you're not taking it as serious. Maybe you're not rotating like you did. You got a little lax on things, right? A little lazy on the cleaning and organization of your food preps and your water preps and such. So that's easy. That's human nature. That's typical. And right now, I just kind of feel things are in just a ho hum lull. Watching other YouTube channels and things, it just seems like things are either being repeated or just being out there and just trying to find something maybe new and fresh to talk about. It's kind of like the media. When the media's on there and they're talking about the same stuff, and after a while, you just kind of like, I'm bored. That's who we are. We're humans. Okay, we have low attention spans. Some of us have squirrel. Is that a squirrel? Some of us have lower attention spans than others, me included. Okay, so you kind of start looking for what's that new shock and awe thing. All right, I want to see that new. I want to walk into my grocery store and I want to see those shelves empty again. Right, give me some new things to talk about. So, which we'll still do our Thursday video tomorrow, but I wanted to just take a minute and let this be an encouragement reminder. And for folks that are still on the fence on prepping or getting prepared, that look, now's the time to do it. When the stores are plentiful, when supplies are in stock, when you can order things, you have them delivered right to your door. The time's right now. And if you've been accustomed to having that slow, methodical game, look, it's not hard. It's not. Um, you just every week, what can I do this week that puts me in a better position than what I was a week ago? Well, you say, Jerry, I'm on a fixed budget. It's hard to prep. It's hard. I feel like I'm behind. I see so many people with so much and I have so little. Okay, well, what if you were able to store up a large bag of rice and you haven't done that before? Well, is that more than you had a week ago? Probably. And you start adding some cans, get some beans, get some vegetables and some fruits and some things, some dry goods and things that you can store up and keep that rotated in your week to week life. So things, you watch the expiration dates and such. Okay, look, before you know it, you got yourself a nice little stockpile. Whether it's in a pantry cabinet or a backup pantry cabinet, or maybe you have some totes that you can store away and put up for a rainy day. And before you know it, you now have an emergency supply. Now, I would say most of us have never experienced a nationwide or a worldwide survival situation? I would say that would probably be safe to bet that most of us here, on whether you're a subscriber here at House of Prep or maybe you're passing through as a visitor, I would say that the majority of people that live here on this earth today have never experienced a full real life survival situation for months, right? Where 6 months, a year, you have had to survive. The survival of the fittest. I mean, maybe you have. Jump in the comments. I'm sure maybe that there has been a few people that have been in a situation. And I'm not counting, hey, I was in a war and all this stuff. And that's understandable. I'm talking about your day-to-day normal living, where we're at today, living life. Okay? Now, that percentage would be very small, I think. Now, so that kind of leads me to believe that what are the odds of that happening? Well, it's possible. And that's something that in the back of your mind, you should always be considering that. You should always be thinking, I need to learn some more skills. Because let's be real, if you ever got into a full-blown, multi-year survival situation, those rice and beans you got stored in your pantry, they're already going to be gone. You're going to tear through stuff in a handful of months, and it's gotten real. So beyond just prepping food and stuff, it's about prepping your mind, being mentally prepared. It's prepping your body, being physically prepared. Could you imagine the physical wear and tear that it would be for a year or plus of survival mode? Prepare your body as much as you can. Now, I know that there's a lot of people that are like, well, my body ain't going to make it. So you have to prepare skills, whether it's to find ways to gain more resources, more food, gardening, raising some livestock, some animals. And I know a lot of you have already implemented that into your prepping lifestyle. Now, some people are like, hey, I live in an apartment. There's no way that I can raise cattle and chickens and have a full-blown garden. And okay, sometimes you have obstacles. So you do the best you can to look outside those obstacles, whether it's 5-gallon buckets on the back porch or whatever room or space that you have, to start at least gain the skills, at least gain some knowledge and the practice of something that you would need to do to have resources that are reoccurring, okay? That are growing, that are replenishing themselves through seeds. But keep gaining that. Because otherwise, why else do we prep? Now, I would say a higher percentage of folks watching this morning or around the world that we have here, that I would say the higher percentage of people have been through some kind of a Mother Nature storm, whether it's a hurricane, a snowstorm, a thunderstorm, that has experienced some power outages, maybe for a day, maybe for a month, that has experienced having ice in the frozen ice and in the rains that freeze and bring down telephone lines and create to where now you've got to depend on whatever you've prepped up for your emergency supply. That has happened to you. I would say the majority has had something like that happen. We'll even have a high percentage of people that have lost their jobs and have been very thankful. Wow, I am so thankful that I had backup supplies to everything, because I really leaned on that. I really financially had to lean on my preps to get me through till I got to the next job. High percentage. So these are things that are more day-to-day, realistic events in life. And jump in the comments. You can probably think of a lot of other things. We've had testimonials. We've had folks come through here at House of Prep and give testimonials of, man, I am so glad that I was a prepper and that I became prepared and had an emergency foods and backups to all my food that we use in my household because of XYZ. And I had one video, paragraphs after paragraphs after paragraphs of testimonials. And it was amazing. It was very humbling. Just reading all the different stories of the events of folks here at House of Prep, why you were a prepper. So I wanted to use this as a reminder. Don't stop prepping. If you kind of felt yourself kind of lulling off or kind of falling asleep with your prepping, maybe putting it on the back burner, just stir it up a little bit. All right. Sometimes when you got something on the back burner, you got to take the lid off and you got to stir it up, right? You don't want to burn it. It's okay. We don't want you to burn out either. But sometimes you just need a little stirring. And if I could be the one who kind of stirs you back up, kind of maybe gets that passion back again. And it's not about going crazy. It's not about taking your whole paycheck this week and going and just, instead of paying your bills, instead of paying food for the kids for that week or whatever, they have your responsibilities, right? But no, it's on top of that and finding the spot in your budget to where you always have a place for something to be added on to what you have. Well, that's it for today. I wanted to stop in and say hi. It's been a few days. The last one I did was a live on Friday night. We'll plan another Friday night live this week. Now tomorrow morning I'm going to do my Thursday video. I might change it up just a little bit, but still would love to hear the updates of things. So be prepared for that tomorrow. But for today, jump in the comments and just let me know how you are with your prepping and how things are going. Maybe mentally, maybe physically, maybe with your stuff, and just kind of with this time that we're in life right now. I'd be curious to know kind of what your thoughts are and how you are handling maybe this little bit of a lull, a little bit of maybe the uncertainties and what's going to happen next, or are we going to be kind of just on cruise control for a while? Sometimes being on cruise control can be just monotonous and you just feel like, what's the point? So anyway, enough about that. And you guys have a great day. All right. And I'll catch y'all later. Bye now.